Hello, everyone, and welcome to TFYLP After Hours. This is our special podcast that we do for our Patreon supporters each and every, well, not each every week, but we do them
every day.
we do them at least a couple times a month. But today and this week are, a couple days before Easter here in 2019, we are doing a special live and free edition of TFYLP After Hours. So even if you are not a TFYLP Patreon supporter, you can watch this episode. This is to kind of give you an idea of what you will see on After Hours. As you can see, I kind of changed my lighting up a little bit here, make it look different. We're a lot more laid back and less structured on this version of TFYLP. It's, we might talk about non-Transformers stuff. We might talk about, our favorite drink that we have in our hand at the moment. Just whatever comes to our mind. Sometimes we go half hour, sometimes we go an hour. Just whatever floats our boat. This is not there's no audio. There's no audio version of this that will be available. This is it. But this is always exclusive to our Patreon subscribers. So even if you support us for $1 a month, you'll get to see an extra episode or extra content for TFYLP at least a couple times a month. So this is your incentive to do so. See, Adam Carroll is joined us. Good to see you on here. You were not impressed with the shatter that mask sculpt. Why didn't they give us the accurate face from the movie?
Oh, we're talking about the Shatter toy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a disappointment. It was like the battle mask version, right?
I passed on it because of all the bad reviews I heard. So
I've seen my Shatter wouldn't stay together. Every piece would just fall off of her. I had the same problem with actually a Studio Series Sideswipe. So I get one to open, one to keep sealed. So the one I opened, it broke in 3 places within 1 minute.
Wow.
Both the arm socket joints cracked, and then one of the nipple plates on the chest cracked.
A nipple plate cracked?
Yeah, whatever keeps that chest panel
in
place on his that broke. But I got another side swipe, a third side swipe to open it, and that was perfect. So I made it spin the batch.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people putting the Energon Igniter Shatter head in place of the Studio Series one because it has like a painted face and almost fits the same size as the Studio Series head.
I can do that too, Deron.
You can. The way that rose up there looked like something. Now, if you turned that around.
So I was just explaining to everyone before we went live how. I'm doing some weird stuff in my basement, and I made this part of my basement look just like my kitchen upstairs. But I have rock facade in parts of the basement. So one part of the basement has a hole, and I'm like, what am I gonna put in that hole? So my buddy Aaron, he said, what you need is a space slug and a little falcon. So this is what I'm doing today. I gotta build the rock facade. Right, I got the right color paint for the rocks from Empire. I got the officially licensed space slug, my little Hot Wheels Falcon. I'll hang it from the ceiling, right? It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot smaller, but then I shoved this inside of it to make it stand straight. All right. So somebody sent me a G1 boxed figure, and they put this in front of the flap so it wouldn't bend. And I just I'm just gonna insert it inside the bottom a space slug, and now I've got a pretty stiff slug in my hand.
So what do you make the rocks out of? Is it like paper mache? Or
That is a proprietary thing I can do. If you come visit, I'll explain it to you. But I don't want to. I won't divulge that until after the whole basement's done. I do the big reveal.
Cool.
Adam asks another question. He says, "Do you guys think we will get more Bumblebee movie studio series figures like Soundwave or Shockwave?"
I absolutely think we will. I don't know if we'll get Soundwave, but I think we'll get Shockwave because that Soundwave it's close enough to the Siege Soundwave that if you kind of squint and like that'll work. But that Shockwave is pretty unique. I think we'll get that, and I'm really hoping we get the Armada Thrust from the Bumblebee movie.
Armada Thrust.
If you didn't realize that, one of the cone heads in the back,
Yeah.
that's green, and you think, oh, it's Acid Storm, but he's a cone head. That's actually Armada Thrust. If you look at the concept art, it says Thrust on it.
Yeah.
So they made Armada Thrust. They put it in there.
I need to go back and. I have the Bumblebee movie on Blu-ray. I just haven't watched it again.
Yeah, I think he's one of the 3 Seekers that blows up the tower where all the escape pods are coming up. I think it's Starscream, Thrust, and I think it might be Skywarp. Thundercracker gets smashed by Prime. Or
Thundercracker. Do you wonder where Thundercracker went?
Yeah, old Squidhead made it into the movie. Who knew?
Wow. Oh, I never heard that one before. Squidhead.
Isn't that what they call him that in the show?
Do they? I don't know. The show was terrible.
Yeah, that's one of the few things I know about the show is that
Squidhead. Wow,
they
that's
call
a
him
good
Squidhead.
one.
I think it's like either Hotshot or someone calls him that when they're like battling on Unicron.
So here's the thing. I was talking to Archer about this the other day. We were discussing the third-party masterpiece Cybertron Optimus. I forget what company's making it. Because it came up because we were talking about the Hasbro one, the new leader one for Siege. And he's like, hey, man, a good design is a good design. So I showed him the MP one that's coming out. And he's like, yeah, about time. So we know there's going to be an MP Armada Optimus as well from third party. We got the Cybertron Galaxy Force convoy coming. So we kind of ended up like, I know his favorite is Armada Megatron. I would love to see a masterpiece Armada Megatron.
Ooh.
But it's like...
Ooh, now that you say that, I kind of want one too.
Yeah, but that's kind of like how things have been progressing. If you look at like, I think 84 and 85 have been done and redone, and there's only so many more characters that'll get redone. But you look at the new MPs that are coming out, it's Galaxy Force Convoy, Micron Legend or Armada Convoy, it's Bumblebee from the movie, it's Shatter, Dropkick, which I hope will be amazing, right? We got those MPs coming from third parties. Who were the other ones? Was it World War II Bumblebee? Or is that a Chug scale one?
Yeah, it's small.
It's Chug.
It's not large.
Yeah. But, we're getting Starsaber, right? We've got Deathsaurus recently, and we're getting another one. We got one version of Transmetal to Megatron. We're getting another Transmetal to Megatron. So it's like, when do we get Hotshot? When do those tertiary characters start? They're not quite the star of the show, but they're a significant portion of the show. So like, when do we get MP Tigatron from third party?
From third party.
I don't know if we'll get it from Takara. I think they would have done that by now.
I think it probably just depends if the Cheetor mold gets KO'd or not.
So the Dinobot is.
Oh my god, I've been muted this whole time.
I wondered why you were so quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Dinobot.
We were happy about it,
Dinobot is $100, and I'm wondering, wow. Supposedly it's got better or improved hip action.
Oh,
so
the infinite transformation Dinobot. Yeah.
Yeah. The KO, fourth party now. That's what I think people are calling it, which is the KO of the MP Dinobot. So I'm wondering, will we get it in Grimlock colors?
Yeah.
Will we get it, the Beast Wars Grimlock colors?
I actually mentioned that. I actually mentioned that last night on Microcasters. It's like, if they do a redeco of the MP Dinobot, will it be in Beast Wars Dinobot color? Or Beast Wars Grimlock colors?
Right. There's also the Beast Wars Neo remold you can do.
Would that be the Fox Kids variant, though?
There's a Fox Kids variant. There's was it Walmart exclusive Dinobots?
Yeah.
From,
from Armada.
That one.
I want a T-Rex redeco of Beast Wars Megatron, MP Beast Wars Megatron.
T-Rex. So I don't have MP, whatever it is. I don't have Megatron yet. Mine's in California. So does anyone have that, or have they handled it?
What, the Megatron?
The Beast Wars Megatron.
Actually, that's what Microcasters was about last night.
All right. So is that animation color, or is it toy color?
It's animation color.
All right.
The toy color is more of a soft lavender, I guess.
So they'll put out a toy color one with the flaps
with the battle mask, yeah.
Yeah, the battle things
and a fixed crotch, hopefully.
Oh, does it have a crotch issue too?
I don't know. That's what a lot of people say. Seems to be pretty prevalent.
Don't. The biggest problem mine has is the panels don't want to always stay together on the back. They are a pain in the ass.
It always makes it tough for photographing.
If you
that happens.
Yeah, if you watched last night's Microcasters, it's matter of fact, I still need to upload it for people to be able to download. But one of the things that I mentioned about it, I went around the horn and asked people, if you could give it a Beast Wars Master MP43 a grade from A to F, what would you give it? I believe Christian gave him an A. I gave him a B+. Anna gave him a B+. And Lucas doesn't have him, but he gave him about a B+ as well. And the reason I gave him a B+ is simply because he's a great and beautiful toy. But, for the price that you get, and and he is just so freaking fragile feeling. Those panels, I know not Lucas, but Christian and Anna both said that theirs is already starting to show stress marks. It had stress marks right out of the box. And and it was that's an issue, especially when you're talking about something that is a premium price like that.
$500 toy, right?
Yeah, and it does not bode well for the new MP Bumblebee, which is apparently panel happy if you look at the backpack of it.
The animation version.
Yeah, and then the new MP44 coming out, if it's going to be similar to this, it makes me really leery about both of those toys, the quality. I mean, if I'm going to be paying a premium price, I want a premium toy, not just in looks but quality too. Unfortunately, in this day and age, you get one or the other and not both.
All right.
You just keep rubbing on that. It might spit at you.
He likes it. Calms him down when you pet him right here.
Oh, hi, Carrie. Carrie's watching us. Let's see here. Let me scroll back up here.
I mean, I think part of it's like they're more complicated, so they're more expensive, but they're not necessarily supposed to be more prone from breaking. But like if they come out of the box broken, like it's a flaw, like a design flaw, that's really disappointing. But I think when you're paying these premium prices, you're paying for that more complicated toy, which ends up becoming more fragile.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is he finally saw whatever.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it the whole time.
He was sitting there doing like this before.
That's why I was looking down.
The thing is that Beast Wars Megatron, he's not really. If you look at how at the basic, his basic transformation, he's not really that much different from the original Beast Wars Megatron. Sure, he's got a few more steps, especially with the panels, but he essentially transforms exactly the same as the original Beast Wars Megatron, in all intents and purposes.
That's debatable.
I mean,
it's a totally different toy.
So
it is, yeah. But yeah.
So let me throw this out there. Are we going to get any more MP Beast War figures from Takara?
Oh yes, I think we'll get
so.
at least a Rhinox. We'll probably get a Scorpionox.
You think we'll get a Rhinox?
Yeah, I think we'll get a Rhinox.
You said we'll get a Scorpionox, you said?
I think we'll probably get a Rhinox, a Scorpionox.
No, we're never going to get Scorpionox.
Yeah.
Poison Bite.
We'll definitely get a Transmetal Megatron before we get Scorpionock. That's like the one Beast Wars
I think
figure
it'll be
I definitely
easier.
want an MP.
I think it'll be
Megatron.
easier for them to do the entire cast of Beast Wars in Masterpiece style, simply because we've had 40 some releases of Masterpiece, 84, 85 characters essentially, with a few 86 thrown in.
Yeah, but you're still not done that. I mean, granted, some figures you probably will never get done.
Skids,
Right?
Yeah.
You probably will never do a Skids. You probably never do a Jazz. Right?
Don't say those things. They hurt my feelings.
Steve Drucker from Hasbro's calling.
Oh, he wants you back.
He wants me off the air right now. He's like, "Don't talk about MPs." No, he doesn't work at Hasbro anymore either. He got retired too. But focus on your ones that are going to sell. I don't know if a Transmetal Optimus Primal MP will sell, but I know a Transmetal Megatron will definitely sell. I
What would
want
be
to
hot
believe that
fire?
Waspinator is going to sell. Oh, we're getting Black Arachnia, aren't we?
Yes, we're getting.
Yeah, we're getting Black Arachnia.
I think Waspinator is a definite we'll get.
I think
Absolutely.
Waspinator. I want to say Rat Trap. We'll probably get that, but
Pterosaur maybe.
again, I don't know, man. I don't know if we'll get. I would love it.
Because
But I'm
Pterosaur
trying
just
to be
kind of
realistic.
disappeared after season 1.
Yeah. Well, him and Scorponok were supposed to come back as Transmetals, or Transmetal 3s.
What about Beast Wars Ravage?
It's pronounced Ravage,
Pronounced Tripredicus Agent.
and I don't know if they'll. I mean, I don't know. That's. How do you make it? What would he transform into?
Cassette, of course.
No.
Well, to be screen accurate,
No.
I mean, they could troll us and have him transform into like a Transmetal 2 Cheetor body. Like the Tripredicus Agent.
Duran just drops the no hammer.
Yeah. Transmetal Cheetor. I can see that getting a masterpiece before a Scorponok or a Pterosaur. Before a Silverbolt. Before an Air Razor.
Interesting.
Masterpiece
in
Optimal
fact-
Optimus.
I can see Transmetal Rat Trap getting released before a regular Rat Trap.
You think?
I don't know. No.
If they end up doing that live action or animated Beast Wars movie, I could see a lot more interest being generated around getting the whole cast of the original show made as masterpieces.
So for movie 4, in the very, very early stages, and some of this made it into the early stages of movie 5 because like the Cheetor and the Optimus Primal artwork leaked. the idea, the very, very first idea, before there was a script, was Optimus and crew are going to travel back in time, and they go and they protect the Allspark while it's giant and it's sitting out in the rocks, and the Dinobots are the guardians of the Allspark, and that's how they met the Dinobots, because they were there guarding the Allspark, and Optimus Primal and Megatron would have been the T-Rex, or a dragon T-Rex, and the big ape.
Not a bat and an alligator?
Right. And that's how we were going to try and introduce the Beast Wars into it. But the Dinobots were always a part of it. But, I mean, if they do make a live-action Beast Wars film, is it Optimus Primal, or is it Optimus Prime?
Yes.
That's a good question.
They'd probably change it to Optimus Prime just because that's what everybody knows.
Or do they shorten it to just Optimus?
Maybe they just call him Al.
I mean, it would be confusing for the general public. It's already confusing where people put a bunch of Optimus Primals in their Optimus Prime collection. They're like, look, all the Optimus Primes I have. It's like,
Yeah.
You know,
What's confusing is when you get the RID Optimus Prime, and he says, Optimus Maximize!
Yeah. To be fair, Beast Wars Optimus was Prime before he was Primal. If you factor in the bat.
Well, that was Primal too.
yeah.
It was supposed to be G1 Prime in a bat form, and then they scrapped that.
According to who?
well, there it was scrapped, so there you go.
Anything I've ever heard. It was before they did the series, like when it was just like the 2-pack with the comic.
Well, that's not canon, Jim. Come on.
Was it a 2-pack? Are you sure?
I thought it was a 2-pack. It was the bat and the alligator.
You know, I have that 2-pack from Japan where they're red and purple.
Yeah.
The DVD set?
Yeah, from Japan where they're red and purple. I have 2 of those, but I never open. It's one of those things I haven't gotten around to opening. What's the story with those? Does anybody remember? Are those different characters or just like hyper versions of Primal and
I thought
Megatron?
they were just weird colored exclusives like Japan likes to do. Yeah, something that came to mind. If MP10 has had umpteen releases in weird various colors. Yeah, that. And rumor has it, everybody's, the recent Digibash that's popped up, we're getting a Ghostbusters MP10. There's been no official confirmation of that, but, with these Digibashes, this guy, everybody thinks it's coming. Plus, it's on the cover of the first Ghostbusters Transformer crossover comic. So MP10 is getting all kinds of these releases. Do you think that MP 32, the Beast Wars Primal, do you think that one will be the next mold that gets like the shit ton of recolors? I mean, he's already gotten the toy colors. You can give him the universe colors, which I would be all over. You could give him the burning convoy colors, which I would be all over.
That's the stuff I expect that more than. You know why I expect that? Because we got that green Unicron.
Yeah.
So I kind of expect. All right, I can see the burning convoy,
burning
or clear convoy,
skeleton type. Yeah. Do you think that they will start doing that mold like they did in P10?
No.
Why?
Not right now.
I just don't think Beast Wars has the universal appeal that G1 Transformers does. Even though they're the same story and everything, I just don't think that the general 90s kids will remember Beast Wars, but they didn't get into it the same amount that we did in the 80s.
True,
I just don't think he's universal.
That's true. It didn't have the distribution that G1 had. I mean,
we got specific reason I think this, and it's because when I used to do a lot of Facebook ads you can target by interests, and you can target by, Ghostbusters or Transformers or G1 Transformers or Optimus Prime, the character, yada, yada, yada. There is not a way to target Beast Wars because it's not prevalent enough on Facebook. Like there's not enough individual interest for Beast Wars separate from other, that doesn't get swallowed up by just Transformers in general. And so that's just something I found over the past few years, which kind of surprised me. It doesn't mean there isn't interest in Beast Wars. It's just specifically Beast Wars, separate from other Transformer stuff, is not as pervasive.
Yeah, but you look at, we've got 2 versions of Optimus Primal in MPs, right? 2 repaints. We've got Megatron. We got a Black Arachnia coming. We got 2 versions of Cheetor. We've got Dinobot. Cheetor has been re-released. Again, Dinobot's getting a re-release. Hopefully it'll be fixed so I can buy it. So that's a lot of investment on Takara's part, man. That's a lot of money spent on tooling and manufacturing.
For Beast Wars characters.
For Beast Wars characters.
Well, I'm not saying they're not going to get reissued. I just don't think there's going to be 10. Like, they're not going to take the Optimus Primal mold and, like, put LeBron James's logo on it.
Yeah, but, I wouldn't be surprised if they do the Bape, right?
That would make a lot of sense.
Oh.
Right. But if there is some kind of film, whether it's a Beast Wars film or a Transformers film, and it has a Gorilla Optimus in it, I can absolutely see them doing, hey, this is the, O.J. Simpson Optimus Primal redeco. This is the Jared from Subway redeco, or whatever celebrities are big with the kids now. I don't know. This is the Roman Reigns one. This is the, who's popular? Ronda Rousey. It says Hot Ape on it. Ape Rod.
Lord.
Ape Rod. I'm still waiting for a Rodimus.
Becky 2 Ape.
Becky 2 Ape. Right.
God. I mean, you're really right. The bathing ape, primals would be awesome.
It'd be a camouflage primal is what he would be.
Yeah, it'd be just ridiculous.
You do it in gray, green, red.
Yeah. Nightwing says primal covered in blood would be Becky 2 Ape.
Hey, something I found out today was that the elephant deco of the MP10 that was the Atmos shoe thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? It was the black one that had a Decepticon symbol on it. The owner of Atmos, or the marketing director or something, posted a photo today of those shoes, and I don't know why, because it's all in Japanese. But on Instagram, he posted that. So I'm thinking they might be doing a release around that deco, which means if they're going to release that Prime, it's probably coming before the end of the month. So
I'd love to have at least one of those, but I'm not willing to pay that kind of price for an MP10.
MP10 has just has it worn thin on anyone else but me?
It has.
I got that
it's a
Golden
pretty
Lagoon
mold.
one. I didn't even open it.
I'm definitely ready to move on.
I got the Shattered Glass one for $100. Didn't even open it. Just sitting there.
I still have mine in my pile, or in my stasis pod at Capture Prey.
What happened with that one? Like, wasn't it originally $200 or something? And now you can still buy it today.
It's like
for
$100. Yeah,
$100. Yeah. I think just bad marketing.
Did they make too many? I mean, it was only available in Hasbro Asia, right?
No, it was Toys R Us exclusive.
It also went to as a co-exclusive to Big Bad.
Oh, Big Bad, that's right.
Well, I guess I don't. When it's an online retailer, I personally don't really consider it like wide release in the U.S. But
so I guess
it still is.
Well, Big Bad is in the top 10 for Hasbro accounts, but I guess the Shattered Glass MP experiment has failed. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get another Shattered Glass MP. Yeah, I'm still hoping for a Slicer repaint from Wheeljack. I really want that. Are we getting the red Diaclone Sunstreaker, or was that a Photoshop someone did?
Photoshop. Now, somebody did a Photoshop of a Sunstreaker in toy colors. That thing was fire, too.
Wouldn't that just be Sunstreaker?
Yes, but it's like an MP Plus. Like that version, the Plus version of it. We got the Toon version first. And the Plus version had like the Coontalk on the spoiler, and he had more of a.
Oh, I see. He was a sticker detail and stuff.
Yeah, well, he has a sticker detail and a brighter yellow instead of the.
Because I wasn't sure what the difference would have been had it not been for stuff like that.
Oh, it's
yellow
looking out
there.
red
The face would have been different.
Yeah, the face was different too. It had a different molded
head. Little dot in the forehead.
Yeah, that guy that's been doing those digibashes, those toyetic like plus versions, that guy's awesome. His name is Chris something, and he's on Twitter as like shit1.
Did he do that the new Optimus as a toy version with like the G1 toy Optimus head? I want that.
I know, that looks really cool.
That. I don't want to pay $400 for it. Like, I just don't give me the trailer. Just give me the cab for that one.
Well, it's like the MP10. You said it's the mold's getting old, but I would love to have. I still want the Eva colors. That thing is, even though I don't even never have watched Evangelion, or however you pronounce it. I've never watched it, but it's still just such hideous color combinations. I love it. That the one that you held up, Paul. I love that color too, because I love the orangey colors.
You want me to grab the Ava one? I got it back there.
No. But they all came out. All those Bapes. There was a red camo that they came out with it. I thought that one was awesome.
They do the Bapes in the MP10 as well.
Yeah.
There's multiples of those.
There's the G1 versions, and then they did all the same things again as MP10.
Oh my god! I just found
they're
two of the.
Gorgeous.
I just found I was unpacking stuff the other day, and I found two of the Bapes from the G. I don't know where I got them or how much I paid for them, but I found the gray one and the red one, and I know somewhere I have a green one. I remember getting the green one. I have no idea where I got the other ones from or what I even paid for them, or what they're even worth now. Are those hard to get? The G1 versions?
They're pricey. Well, the MP10
they're probably under
are.
$200. The red one's tough because it looks so much like a regular Optimus Prime. It's like, why did they bother? Except the trailer's all red. So the red one is actually not worth very much. I think the gray one is maybe worth around $200, and the green one is the green one is the most wild one, so that's the one that's worth the most. And it was the first one, and it's created in the lowest quantities. So, but I don't know what the actual going price would be for that. They're great for if you want to make a rainbow of Optimus Primes.
I mean, when you photograph them, like when someone like Maz or Sixo or Duran like takes the time and they sets them all up together and photographs them, they look really good. But it's like,
beyond that,
I love Transformers, but do I really need every version of MP10, man?
No.
I don't.
Like I said, there's a few colors. I put the shattered glass color in my stasis pod at Captured Prey simply because I like orange and purple are two of my favorite colors, and so is yellow. But I don't want every version of the MP10, but there's just a few out there. I wanted the Evangelion. I wanted the Atmos one that he has. There's one or two of the Bapes that I wanted. The red one, the green one was cool, but the Golden Lagoon. I'd love to have the Golden Lagoon.
I think I paid $90 for mine, like on Black Friday.
Really?
Yeah, everybody was selling it. Big Bad and TF Source. Everyone had that on clearance.
I must have missed that.
Good for Black Friday.
But for the most part, the prices they command, I'm like, that mold is so plentiful. Just, even the color schemes I can understand. They're limited run, but I just don't want to pay that price for a toy that I already have a couple versions of. I don't see the point in it. So I guess I will never have them because I'm not a completionist.
Never say never, man. Never say never.
Well, I never thought I'd have a Fire Guts Gaijin Rai, but I have one. So there is something we can talk about.
I ordered that, and I only ordered one because I don't know where that would live on my shelf. It's like the Street Fighter toys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I have them, but I haven't opened them because I don't know where they go.
I've got one still on order, and when they're actually released, I'm keeping it in the box because it's got that G1 style packaging. I wanted to preserve it in that. That's why I went ahead and got this one here. And you know what? I kind of enjoy messing with this toy a lot more than I thought I would. He's fun. He does share a lot of structural design with the Combiner Wars Hotspot and Onslaught, but when you transform him, he feels like a whole new toy.
Is there any hint of any kind of any combiner aspect?
No, there are no combiner ports at all on him.
What is inside the torso then? Is it just hollowed out?
Well, actually, the proton pack I can actually show you. The proton pack is actually transformed from the crap that's on top of Ecto 1.
Yeah,
and it's really cool. But you take the proton pack off, and all of that stuff up in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's no roof.
Empty void.
There's just no roof in there.
Yeah, can you quick transform it to vehicle mode to show them what it looks like?
Let me try. Well, you can talk amongst yourselves here, I guess.
You know what? And this goes back to the Star Wars Transformer stuff. Like that second attempt by Takara with did the TIE Fighter ever came out?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
The new one. It looked
like
the same to me.
I was all right. Maybe I'll give it another chance. Maybe I'll try it again. And at TFCon, I saw the new Falcon, and I love the Falcon. But I'm like, it's still not there, man. It's still not there. I haven't picked those. I have not picked up.
Yeah, I think
would if they were Transformer characters.
The major problem was they tried to make them into Star Wars characters. That was not.
Well,
right.
they couldn't. The original plan for the first time around was to make them Transformers. But at that point, Lucas would have owned those characters.
Oh, dear.
So they had to make them. Which goes into the, talk of, if we make a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover, do they transform into Joe characters? Do they transform into Transformer characters? Which one do you do?
Well, with those, I guess at least they would all be in-house, because, G.I. Joe being a Hasbro brand.
Yeah, but, what would be the greater selling point? It's a motorcycle that turns into Snake Eyes, or it's a motorcycle that turns into Wreck-Gar, or some other character.
Why not both?
It's a Rolling Thunder that turns into General Hawk, or does it turn into Optimus?
You gotta be wondering about the Hammerhead now.
Oh, Gus One on
Cybershark
on YouTube. He's asking if Ectotron is out yet. No, he's not. These are actually.
So I think the Cobra Hammerhead would actually turn into a Skybite. Now that I think about it, but he's already in Cybershark colors.
But also consider you've got what is it like 9 vehicles? Like you've got the little jet skis. You got the large rocket sub things. There's at least 6, 7 vehicles out of that whole thing. I mean, it could be a combiner.
I would take the Cobra Bug, which has that little submersible on top, with the rounded dome. I would make that into Oil Slick, just because that rounded dome
You know,
looks to me it would transform into the head, and the head would be filled with water.
here's a thought: Cobra Hammerhead, but all the other vehicles and stuff, they could all be like the Seacons, and the combined Hammerhead could also do the combined Veronicon.
That
You know,
could be
Jim, you have some really weird ideas, but I like them.
I
You
would
know
buy
what?
it.
That's the first. That's like
I would
the
buy it.
first gym idea. That's like gets me right here. I'm like, oh man, yeah, that's it. Jim solved it. Jim solved the Hammerhead issue.
Yes. Still gotta bring in Skylight in some capacity though. That's a must.
Well, the shark, the GI Joe shark,
Hang on.
or the.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sorry.
Peace.
I'm still transforming here. The one thing about this, since it's a pre-release version of the toy, is that you don't have instructions, so you kind of gotta guess how the hoses and crap goes. And
Well, that's assuming the instructions accurately show what you should be doing, anyways.
yeah, you'll probably be going.
Yeah. What is this? A hose for ants? I don't know. I think it's pretty clear. The solution's clear. You don't make if you're making a crossover with Transformers, like it's because you're taking characters from one thing and characters from another thing and you're putting them together. You're not erasing all the characters from one and doubling up on the other property's characters. That's a mistake.
That's the thing about Street Fighter ones. If they were Street Fighter Transformers that weren't using Transformer tooling, I wouldn't have been interested. But it's Transformers tooling that's been repurposed as a Street Fighter character. That's why I had to get them, as opposed to the Marvel or Star Wars stuff.
Well, and the box says it's like Megatron, but it's Megatron, but Bison version. Like it says it's Megatron and
Does it?
Optimus. Yeah, it does. Because I have one of these stupid things over here.
Oh God, that's awful. Good God.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like
Let's see here.
Hot Rodimus Ken.
Rodimus.
Yeah.
Burn it
Yeah, I
with
looked
fire.
at those when I got them, and I put them right back into the box, and that box went into the garage.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah, they're weird.
we need some Titan Masters.
Is this
of
not
the,
sexy as hell? I mean, that.
So you know what we need? We need a DeLorean now.
Yeah, definitely.
we need Titan Masters of the Ghostbusters.
At least
I'm
one.
just
I'd
saying.
be into that.
Oh no, you
Yeah.
gotta do all of them. You gotta do the main four. You gotta do Rick Moranis. You gotta
And it
do
does come with a
newer-
Slimer.
Biggest Slimer.
The ladies. You gotta do Janine. I mean, just all of them. Just troop build.
You can buy some of those. What are those building block things that are doing
Legos?
Ghostbusters right now? It's not Legos. It's something else.
Not Playmobil.
Playmobil. Yeah, Playmobil.
Oh, is it? I thought it was Lego. I'm sorry.
But
It is a firehouse.
Adam Carroll asked how I got pre-release this. One thing.
seance.
Well, no, the rule about Fight Club is that you don't speak of Fight Club.
You just took a trip to Cybertron, Duran.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh well, Yellow Wolf Studios. I take pictures of pretty stuff.
And why are you called Yellow Wolf?
I don't know.
Because you were attacked as a child by a Yellow Wolf.
I have no idea.
So can we talk a little bit about the Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
I watched
Does
the
that
trailer one time.
There's,
One time.
I have watched it one time.
So
I am excited, but I didn't peruse it looking for any little Easter eggs or anything. I'm the type of person, I'll watch a trailer, and all the other Star Wars movies, I watch the trailer maybe once, maybe twice. And the reason I do that is because I want the magic of the film to be as intact as possible whenever I go to see it in the theater. I don't want to sit there and go, "Oh, I saw that Easter egg in the trailer. Oh, that was spoiled by so and so."
So is this a spoiler-free discussion then?
Well, I mean, you're watching.
Well, this is just about the trailer.
Sure.
I mean, that's all we have.
Nobody's
right now.
watched it.
Some folks avoid the trailer.
And so does Optimus Prime. It goes somewhere.
Well, where do you think all the innards come from? I mean, you got to fill up that empty cab somehow.
I think we're talking about spoiler trailers or trailer spoilers right now, Jim. If that's
Yeah. I know.
Jim, have you not seen the trailer?
I have. I'm just saying because I know there's some folks that they don't even want to watch the trailer. They want to just be completely surprised on everything.
There's people like that.
This trailer it gave us so much with so little.
I think
you know what? It gave me the feels again. It made me feel
absolutely.
like I did not care for The Last Jedi. The humor fell flat. It felt very prequels to me, especially that whole casino sequence.
You didn't like Luke with the alien boobs and the milk bottle and all that?
You know what? I was watching. I actually saw a good chunk of The Last Jedi last night, and I was thinking, you know, if you just tighten this up and you just cut that line of dialogue and shorten it, and it's a long movie. It's the longest of all the movies so far.
Yeah.
If you just trim it down a little bit, it wouldn't have been that. It would have been better. It would have gone a long way. The reason I was watching it last night because I was listening to the Kevin Smith podcast.
Yeah.
And I think he nails it, man. And where he says, I don't think this is about anyone being a descendant of Skywalker or Kylo Ren being forsaking the dark side, being Skywalker, or Rey being somehow related to Skywalker. I think what we'll see is that the Sith and the Jedi die, and the new religion is the Skywalker. We are the Knights. We are the Skywalker Knights.
Right. Like
You say me.
Yeah. That's the impression I took from it.
I really like that idea.
Yeah. I just hope they don't retcon everything they just did in the last movie. Like you have to own it. If you went that far, the series has to own it. That Snoke's dead.
I think he's dead. You know, I wasn't
The
ready
Emperor's
for Snoke to
apparently
be a
not
real
dead.
person. When I saw The Force Awakens, I thought Snoke was just a hologram. I thought Snoke was Luke Skywalker. I thought Luke Skywalker is bringing order to the universe by using the tools of the Empire, but he can't do that as Luke Skywalker, so he takes on a disguise, a mantle, and when he talks to someone, that projection looks like Snoke.
You know,
And when Rey showed up, you know, he tells Kylo Ren, bring the girl to me, and then he turns around, and she's there already.
They never really did get into exactly who Snoke was, did they? He was just kind of there. And
So there's a novelization, which I
Is
haven't
there?
read, but I listened to the breakdown of the novelization. And the novelization basically said he was someone who worked in the Empire and he had sensitivity to the Force, and when the Emperor died, he started manipulating different things so that he could be the one to rise to power, and he's the one that coalesced the certain parts, certain remnants of the Empire into the First Order.
So he's like the Starscream of the Star Wars universe.
He was. I don't think he was like a Moff or a Grand Moff, but he was someone influential that kind of coordinated. But it doesn't matter anymore because he's dead.
Right. None of that matters.
It doesn't matter.
Nightwing says not killing Luke would have fixed The Last Jedi.
I think you could kill Luke. I think Luke will be a great Force ghost. I think that will be a.
I mean,
It's
Why
not
did
about.
I hear that in my head as Force Ghost?
It's not about Han, Leia, and Luke. This trilogy is about
Right.
Poe, Finn, and Rey.
Consider
That trilogy is.
how insanely powerful and how in tune with the Force Luke was by that point, that he was able to project himself from that far away for the climax of the film. And as old as he had gotten by that point, I'm sure that would have just taken too much of a toll on his body, and just he did the same thing Yoda did. He just kind of faded.
Yeah, but where did the arm go? Why did his robot arm fade away?
It should have
Why-
went
I don't know.
tink, 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 and fell to the ground. Yeah.
Why did
Right.
the rest of his clothes go away and not his cape?
Right.
I mean,
Why does he
why-
appear fully clothed as a Force ghost? If his clothes don't.
Why did Bucky Barnes' arm float away?
That's
After
right.
the snap.
Look, all the Force ghosts should just be covering themselves like this, right? They're just like, pay no attention. Don't look at me.
One thing I'm wondering though with Episode 9, will we see the older Force ghosts come back? Like, I'm sure we'll probably at some point maybe see a Luke, but I'm wondering if they'll bring in Hayden
Force ghost Kit
Christensen
Fisto.
or- Nice.
I wouldn't
ship
be
it.
surprised if we see
Or
some,
Yoda.
if we see some other Force ghosts, maybe even of Leia if she dies in this movie or not.
Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, like if we see them in the final shot as the camera pans out,
Yeah.
and you see Rey looking into the 2 or 3 sunset, and the Force ghosts are behind her, or something like that. I think would be appropriate, but not have them be the focus of a act.
Can Force ghosts can they interact with the physical realm? Like can they like join in a battle? Is that a thing, or can they just appear?
There's no
Like
precedent
Lord of the
for it.
Rings.
So none they can't like interact with anything tangible then, or
Well, Ben sat on a log.
that sounds like the setup to a good joke.
He sat on a log.
But
I don't know, but then that gets into like Lord of the Rings stuff. Like
right, I'm just wondering, like, how epic of a battle would it be if things are at their darkest? Palpatine or whoever. I think it was Palpatine that laughed in the trailer. But whoever the villain ends
It
up,
was.
It was.
I know, but we haven't seen the film, so we can't say for certain. It's speculation until we actually see him on screen.
We
That
know it was
laugh
Stephen
is-
Kermit.
Right.
He came out on stage.
Yes, he did. Roll it again. But anyway, if like things are at their darkest, and then all of a sudden here come like a bunch of Force ghosts and just start smashing stuff. I mean,
And it is
I love
Disney,
that.
so maybe you can have a
Yeah.
Force Ghost Hulk, or a Force Ghost Chris Evans as Captain America, and Chris Evans as a Human Torch.
but they haven't died. They survived the snap.
I guess
see.
I don't. Maybe it would be Bucky and Falcon then would come back as
No,
Force Ghosts.
just Bucky's arm.
and right.
It'll just be floating around, just smacking everybody.
But it'd be funny if Bucky in his cybernetic arm had that malfunction like that one guy had that one time.
Gross.
It's like it won't stop.
Yeah, good old Lefty.
It won't stop.
Oh,
So, moving on from Star Wars,
Hellboy.
how do you feel about Ron
Oof.
Perlman not playing Hellboy?
I'm fine with Ron Perlman not being Hellboy. I haven't seen the movie yet, and I really like Hellboy. I met Mike Mignola, but it's like, man, that movie is like at 9% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Really?
It's just bombed. It is just, that movie was
Now-
a disaster.
now
It was an
are those-
abortion.
Are those the critic reviews or are those the user reviews?
Those are the user reviews.
No one likes it.
Yeah, because they tried to bomb Captain Marvel the same way.
Yeah, but they've updated their
Have they?
yeah.
This movie was actually bad.
Did
I
you see
thought
it?
Captain Marvel was awesome.
Yeah,
I saw the trailer. I didn't need to see it.
it's pretty outstanding.
I don't know. The trailers looked okay to me.
I enjoyed it.
You saw the movie? You saw Hellboy?
No, Captain Marvel. I'm sorry.
So
I
now
suppose-
I'm just looking forward. 9 days, Avengers.
Yes.
You know, I'm not going to be able to actually watch it on opening weekend, and probably for the better, because I hear ticket sales are like you won't
Tickets
be
are
able to
stupid.
you won't be able to find empty seats in the theater.
Not for like a month.
Well,
Well, I think that's for like IMAX screenings and stuff like
well,
that.
during the week, usually while people are at work, is whenever the best times to go see matinees, and that's when I'll actually get to see it, because
Yeah.
as you guys know, my work schedule, I work during the weekend, so my free time is like right now during the midweek, and I'll likely go see it in the middle of the following week, and I'm actually kind of excited about that.
Has anyone seen Shazam yet?
No,
Nope.
I'll have
I
to.
did not want to see that movie at all, but then I had two friends, my two usual movie-going buddies, like, Shazam was really good. Like, that was the best DC movie they've made.
That's not a
Even
very
better
high
than
bar.
Wonder Woman. I thought Wonder Woman was awesome.
Wonder Woman
Yeah.
was pretty great.
Aquaman is okay. I liked it.
Aquaman.
Oh yeah,
was,
Wet Thor.
It was okay. I
It-
like Jason Momoa as Aquaman, but the movie was way too long, and quite honestly,
It had a
could've
lot of
cut out the whole. What's the character? Black
Black Manta.
Black Manta. Yeah, you could have just cut that entire character out.
Devil Ray.
I think what would have saved that movie if Lex Luger and Deathstroke showed up on their boat at the end, and they pick up Black Manta. It's like, hey, we're starting our own Injustice League, our own Legion of Doom.
Lex
Yeah.
Luger.
Yeah,
What
Lex
a
Luger. Lex Luger shows up in his wheel. Yeah, he rolls up.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like,
Oh, that's
He's like,
horrible.
Lex Luger, come join me, and we're gonna start our own
and
Legion
then,
of Doom.
and then one of the and then
Animal
one of
shows up.
no then
right?
yeah then one of the cutscenes at the end of it on the boat, Shockmaster comes busting through one of the doors and trips and falls.
nice.
That's right. That's right.
I am the Shockmaster.
I
Thus
saw that
it-
guy at a signing. I went to get Lex Luger's autograph on my belt, and I saw that guy at a signing, and he had the Shockmaster helmet there. I don't know if it was the original one.
I was starting to say the Shockmaster helmet.
I don't know if it's the original one. It might have just been one he has like made for him to take on to shows and stuff.
Didn't
That's
John?
crazy.
No,
Is this
go
a
ahead.
Crazy how
wrestler?
we inadvertently
Is this a
circled
wrestler?
back around to Star Wars with that Shockmaster.
Yeah, because the Shockmaster, it was a Stormtrooper helmet just covered in glitter.
Yeah.
So we have come full
And
circle
drywall.
with Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, you know the story of how that happened, don't you? Well, he tripped. But the reason he tripped is that they were building him up and everything. They were going to introduce him. He was supposed to be a major player, against some of the WW or WCW good guys for the foreseeable future. Well, earlier that day they did a rehearsal for that segment of Flair for the Gold that Shockmaster was supposed to make his debut. And, he came crashing through the wall and everything. They wanted to make sure it looked cool. So they did it. Well, after they did that, they had to remake the wall and everything. Well, the prop technician that rebuilt the wall thought that it would be a good idea to kind of reinforce it a little bit at the bottom because it was still poking out a little bit. So he put just a small piece of plywood down there to keep it flush. And that piece wasn't there on the rehearsal. So whenever Shockmaster come busting through the wall, he trips over that piece of wood and falls.
And the helmet falls off.
And the helmet falls off.
Quickly scrambles to put the helmet back
Now,
on. And
was he meant to wrestle with that thing on?
No, that was supposed to going to be
Just a prop?
his entrance
yeah,
gear.
it was
Okay.
Typhoon
Yeah.
tugboat.
Tugboat, yeah.
Yes.
Now, and if
Tugboat.
you listen to that segment really close, I think it was it Davy Boy or somebody
Bobo?
actually turned and said to Sting, or somebody said, did he really just effing lose his helmet? if you listen closely.
I think the Shockmaster only wrestled one match, right? And that was the end of his character.
Something like that, yeah. It was kind of like up there with Oz for Kevin Nash, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the Comet Kid
Shredder. Yes.
from
Comet-
WWE?
That was Conan,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Max Moon.
Yes, he was the Comet Kid, and then he was Max Moon.
Had the rocket pack.
Right, and it would spray out gas, and he would jump, and it
Yeah.
would spray, and he would jump onto the next step, and then to the next step.
Yeah, Conan was actually brought in to play Max Moon, and he wrestled as him for like a month or so, and then he's like, "Screw this! I hate this gimmick," and he left, went back to I think AAA where they found him at, and they found somebody else to play Max Moon until yeah.
Oh man, remember Adam Bomb?
Yeah.
Adam Bomb was the first time a wrestler came out, and I'm like, I don't think his last name's really Bomb.
And then he ended his career with a bomb with Chronic.
Oh man, so many wrestlers they just die so young.
Yeah.
All
right, guys. We went a little over an hour. Oh yes.
Oh, I didn't see it. Show me. Oh, woo, woo, I got one too.
Woo!
Yours is Rick, yours is floppier and thicker though.
You can see the veins in it.
From the underside, it kind of.
With teeth.
Oh, hey there.
Hi.
You really see the veins, the marks on it.
Oh Lord.
Can't even get my whole hand around it.
Hey, it kind of looks like a sub. Take a bite.
You should see my nips. My nipples. There's like it takes 3 pasties on each side just to cover it. You ever see those big pennies that are like novelty pennies? That's what it looks like.
Look like the oversized pepperonis on one of those.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't have to shave my chest because it's all nipple.
You know,
From far away, it looks like there's a whole line going across my chest.
It's just one giant areola.
That's right.
you know, it's funny. Rick, you know, I worked in independent pro wrestling for 3 or 4 years, and I wasn't an actual wrestler, but I was, event staff. We helped set up rings. I was a security guard. I was photography. I did the entrance music, lighting, all kinds of stuff like that. And we actually had one kid that was a trainee. Started training with us, and the very first thing we did when we got there was set up the ring, and then the guys that were training, they would come and train in the ring, and then they were actually the security guards during the event. So after they got done training, they had to set up all the chairs and stuff. Well, we had this one kid that he trained for several weeks with a t-shirt on and all that stuff. Well, it came to the week where they were training to get, take chops and, stuff like that. Well, the trainer told him to take his shirt off, and he's like, no, I want to wrestle with my shirt on. He goes, you need to take your shirt off. It's like the taser gun. Police officers need to get tased to know what it feels like to get tased, so they can use a taser. You need to know what this feels like. You need to know the hit. Well, he took his shirt off, and his nickname henceforth was Pepperoni. Because
Awful.
everybody in the freaking arena was kept calling him Pepperoni. The poor dude quit. He quit. I'm talking, dude. Pepperoni.
I would have turned that into a whole thing. I would have had like sponsorships, and like my tights would have been like pizza, and
With holes cut out right.
the crotch would have been a slice of pizza.
His
Right?
gimmick could have been
And
Pizza
then
the
there'd be
Hut.
like peppers and mushrooms and stuff going down the legs.
Well, whatever your reaction right there was whenever he finally took his shirt off. He slowly took his shirt off and everything. His trainer literally fell to his knees and said, "Good Lord, man, are you gonna nurse a child?" Because he was rather overweight too.
I would even get that stuff tattooed. So like it looks like there's just a giant face, and those are the eyes. Right? I just get a giant tattoo on my chest.
Yeah. Well, he lasted several more training sessions, and he finally. I don't know if he ever actually came back and finished getting trained, but yeah, he left. Several weeks after that. It was so funny.
Well, are you surprised?
No. Because literally, not only but the trainer, but all the other wrestlers, me and the other guy that was doing event staff, we were laughing. The promoter was laughing.
I would turn that into a whole thing, man.
Yeah.
I would take like Rogaine and grow extra hair on my chest and then shave that. Right.
Brutal.
I would have even tattooed like a third one, so it looks like a slice of pizza. Right. I would have been the delivery boy. That would have been my gimmick.
Yeah,
I would have been the delivery boy.
that's where I thought you were going, Duran. I thought you were going to say the guy had a third nipple.
No.
But
He could be the
Pepperoni.
delivery boy, and his entrance music could be like some generic like 70s porn music or something.
No,
God,
that
eye in your eye.
no, that cheesy Italian music, like you hear at like the cheap Italian restaurant.
Zone Kaz.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
What about
When
the-
I'm
what about
gonna
the one
hit
from Lady
your
and the
eye
Tramp?
like a.
How about that one from Lady and the Tramp? That could work.
And his finishing maneuver would be the dough buster.
I would just send a slice.
He could have a submission move called the garlic knot.
Oh, it's
The garlic knot. That's a
extra
good.
toppings.
That's a good one. All right, guys. I think that'll wrap us up for this episode of TFYLP After Hours. If you're watching this has been a freebie. Normally, you have to be a paying patron for our TFYLP Patreon at patreon.com/TFYLP. You'll see at least a couple of these a month. You might see 4 of them a month, depending on how much time we have. We'll record at least 1 or 2 of these a month, and it'll be extra added content to what you see normally with TFYLP. And if you love what we do here, please share, like, subscribe to us wherever you consume the TFYLP product. And like I said, if you love the After Hours here, there's just more of it to come. There's several episodes on back order for you to be able to watch on Patreon if you support us. So it only gets better. It only gets better. You help us out, we help you out by giving you more entertainment like pepperoni nipples.
Yeah, you don't get pepperoni for free usually.
No. You got to pay extra for pepperoni.
That's an extra topping.
If you never eat pepperoni again, please accept our sincerest apologies.
Yes. Before we forget, we need to wish this one here a belated happy birthday. He is now 40, even though his beard makes him look like he's actually close
40.
to 50.
Yeah, I know I look like I'm 50, but I'm
Yeah.
actually 40.
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday.
My lovely wife, my current wife, did a lovely scavenger hunt for me.
What?
I saw that. That was amazing.
And it ended with me having to go through the house to find my gift, which was in the attic. She said, up in the sky beyond the foam, and I finally figured out it's up in the ceiling, but like foam, like, did you get me a keg? Do I have to get a keg down from the attic? No, she meant the foam that, insulates
The
insulation,
the
yeah.
attic.
It's not like a Donkey Kong type of thing.
Yeah, so she got me some nice Lego sets. I got the Lego Voltron. I got
Ooh.
Lego Apocalypseburg, and the Flintstones house.
Nightwing, you say if you would if you could afford it, but you're broke all the time, you can do it for as little as $1 a month. You can support us for as little as
Pocket
$1
change.
a month. $1 a month. If you can afford a candy bar, you can afford TFYLP for a month.
For the price of 10 pouches of ramen noodles, you can support.
Yes! 10 pouches of ramen noodles or TFYLP.
That's
whichever
10 days
comes
worth of
first.
food right there.
$12 a year. Come on.
Yeah.
Not asking for much.
If you bought one of these, you already paid for TFYLP. Times
Yeah.
We ought to throw together one of those commercials like they have where they ask for the donations, have some crying puppies and stuff. Have who was that? Alanis Morissette or whoever in the background.
Oh, that's ironic.
Sarah McLaughlin.
Nightwing,
Yeah, is that who it
no.
was?
A penny wouldn't work because, well, that's what we pay Jim to be on the show. And, well,
Yes.
you can see how much he's actually worth.
Most of our budget goes to getting Beast Machine's Cheetos.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a budget?
All right.
All right.
For the birthday
Check.
wishes.
Absolutely. Check out TFYLP Microcasters, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on our Facebook page at tftalk.net's Facebook page. Just search us, follow that, and get the notifications that we go live. And then you'll be able to watch us. So
Now that's tomorrow, is it not?
actually, tomorrow we will not be live. It'll be a pre-record that we're doing tomorrow. Thursday. Thursday, actually. We're not doing it. Tomorrow's Thursday. This weekend we will not be live. We will be a pre-recorded episode, assuming we're able to get everybody together, which I think we will. Hey, kiddos.
Don't talk to my kids. Don't talk to them.
I'm talking to Jim and Paul over here. They're the kiddos. now we see where
This
Rick
is why I had to
is
get a
from.
job when I turned 40.
Yeah.
This is what I am. I had my first day at work today. So that was my first day at the office.
Absolutely.
Day's
It was wonderful.
not over.
Yeah. I get home by 1 o'clock. All right.
All right, guys.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you
Thank
next
for
time on
listening to
TFYLP. Absolutely.